All right, so we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what to tell you about the Sheets thing. I'm just gonna have to go through my plays as it is right now. And again, I'm still waiting on starting lineups. Pretty much all the information is fairly similar to what we had earlier. The Spurs, I think, without Vassell, are going to have some guys pop for value like Richardson, Gary Trent. I understand that people don't like playing him, but it is a smaller slate, and I think that he's totally reasonable, especially if assuming that he starts. He could play a ton of minutes tonight. So again, New York and Toronto are your primary targets. I really like some low owned plays, like I mentioned earlier today. I think Zubac getting some exposure there is really interesting. I like Paul George in this game against Boston a little more than I did earlier. That won't be super low owned, but I like the idea of playing some Zubac and maybe getting some exposure to that game. I also think that both Tatum and Brown are kind of interesting, but I like Tatum a little bit better. And I think that's another way you can get a little different with your Knicks build, is maybe to get like a Zubac, George, Tatum, and then use the cheap Knicks, maybe one Spurs value play, and then two of the Torontos. I think that's sort of an interesting way to go. I'm not interested in the football game at all tonight, so I'm not playing it. I think that would be basically the opposite of what I would try to do, Eric. I may end up throwing a lineup in, but I'm just very, very uninterested in this football slate. There's literally nothing for Tennessee to play for. There's no reason for any of their guys to play at all. It does zero for them. There's literally not one reason why why anybody from Tennessee should be playing, and just a very strange situation to try to project a game where, I mean, like, what you think that the receivers, who are you going to play five of? You know what I mean? Like Chris Conley and Racey McMath and Jeff Swaim and Kevin Ryder are just as likely to play more time than Austin Hooper, Conwu, Trey Burks, Robert Woods. Haskins could just as easily be Jonathan Ward or Julius Chestnut instead of Haskins. There's just I don't know who you're playing. Like, if you're playing those guys, what does that mean? He's promoted. What does that mean, James? I'm curious what that means. The promoted thing. I've never heard that before. So hold on one second. I'm really sorry that Sheets can't make it in here. This is kind of a bummer. Yeah, I mean, Eric, if you want to do it, go ahead. I don't see any way that actually wins anything. Like, where are you spending your money? Are you just going to leave like 30,000 on the table or something? Because I don't know. I don't know who you're playing if you're doing that. That's pretty funny, Triple J. Jimmy, what do you mean? I'm just really curious what this Hornets thing means. Like, I don't know what that promoted. Did I miss a piece of news? Is there something that's going on? I don't understand what the promoted Williams thing is. Yeah, let me know, because I genuinely don't understand it. I've got Williams as a thin potential value play. I think that Nick Richards didn't play the last two games. He's questionable tonight still, so if he's out, I think Mark Williams is an okay dart throw. I just don't understand what the promoted. But let's write that then, Jimmy, because I don't understand what the promoted. I was trying to figure out what the promoted means. Yeah, he's a backup center. Mark Williams is in play if Nick Richards is out. I don't play Trent, so Trent hasn't hurt me ever, because everybody always did this, and people are playing Trent at 7K and whenever these guys were out, and it just wasn't the right play. 4,900 with the other guys there, like, I actually feel like that's very fair. Fading Luka today is not crazy at all. I don't think there's anything. I don't think Luka is like some sort of a lock to play tonight. With Richards available, then you're really asking for a lot by trying to play a really weird Mark Williams play. It's possible that he gets the minutes, but it's really possible that he doesn't play at all, like not even a minute. It's also possible that he plays 18 minutes. I just don't see that as being a viable play. I hate this football. I may just skip it because it just is agitating to me to look at it. Like, I mean, we could talk about projections and plays, but there's really nothing to count on. You can't play the wide receivers. I mean, playing the wide receivers from Tennessee is already thin. Not to mention that there's no reason for them to play any of their receivers they expect to play the following week tonight. So even if they're active and available and start the game, why wouldn't they only play one quarter maybe? I just don't see how it works. So I can't find a way of building that makes a lot of sense for me tonight. And if I did, it certainly wouldn't be 5-1 for Tennessee. I don't see how that could ever get into anything possible. And I think that there's a reason why everyone's doing that. Like, how can you get enough points from the Tennessee guys? I really don't know how you could do it. Like, and other than you could play all 3 running backs, I guess. I don't think that's optimal. So I'm not interested in it. I'm going to stop talking about it because I just find the game very agitating because I don't see any real edge. I feel like it's just sort of like a massive dart throw, maybe forcing your way to get to 2 or 3. I guess forcing your way into 3 Tennessees might be the best way to go, but even that feels weird. All 3 the problem with how are you going to play the tight ends? The tight ends might play. I mean, Hooper and Okonwo may literally play like 5 snaps. Like, we have no idea. They have no motivation to play them. So you're going to play the backup 3 tight ends, so the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string tight ends. It just, I mean, what are we doing? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Anyway. Back to basketball. Starting lineups are going to dictate a lot more of this stuff. The priorities for me are pretty similar. Quickly and/or Brunson, or Randall. Like literally, this is the way I'm building. You're playing for me. I'm playing 2 Knicks in all my lineups, no matter what. I'm going to mix in some Grimes, Mitch Robb, and Miles McBride. But of those 6 guys, I will be mixing in all of them. On the other side of that game, Trey Jones and Sohan are my favorite. Sohan being my favorite overall. I don't mind if you want to go Keldon Johnson instead of Trey Jones, and that's totally viable. And I think Josh Richardson is okay, but not like, I don't feel like in love with it or like you have to do it or anything like that. So San Antonio was always a little bit thinner when the values pop up. So I think that, again, 2 of the Knicks minimum for me, 2 of at least 1 of the Raptors, possibly 2, Anunoby, Trent, and Malachi Flynn being the best projected ones. I think Scotty Barnes is totally in play as well. I actually think Scotty Barnes might be a little bit better even of a play. He's close with Anunoby for me. So all 4 of those guys, I think you're playing 2 of them. And I think from the OKC Charlotte game, it's very stackable, but I'm not a fan of seeing Gordon Hayward. Again, every projection on Gordon Hayward has been wrong all year long. Like, literally, he's gotten there twice in 30 games that he's played, or 20 some odd games. What are we doing playing a chalky Hayward? I just think that's terrible chalk. I don't care if it hits and it kills me. I'm going to be right 90% of the time. So why would I play a chalky play that just doesn't make any sense? Maybe if he just fits in, I could end up with one lineup with him there. But I just don't see that as being a very good play. I do like PJ Washington, and I do like Plumlee. On the other side, I'd like to see who's starting for OKC before I make my final decisions. So that's where I'm at. Hayward has been fine in the past. Actually, I totally disagree with that, but I don't think this is the same situation. It's just a weird, it's like playing Harrison Barnes a little bit, but Harrison Barnes actually has like more range of outcomes. You don't get any range of outcomes with these guys. Like Hayward is just, I mean, I don't know. I just can't believe that he's looking as popular as he's going to be. And I just can't understand how guys get like 33 fantasy point projections. Like, he's getting projected higher than he was when LaMelo was out. It's a good matchup, don't get me wrong, so you can give everyone a boost, but it's just not the kind of play that I make at high ownership. Now, if no one was playing Hayward, I might say, well, hey, this matchup's a little bit better than usual ones and all this stuff. Not for me. I think that Rozier and Ball are the guys you're playing to decide if you want to spend up. I think the best play is Washington.
Can you hear me?
Oh, is that Sheets? Since we can hear him.
Yeah, we got no video, but we'll start with that at least.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, I just wasted freaking 20 minutes. That's what's going on.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
You didn't do anything. It'd be nice if my camera worked. That would be like excellent. Anyway, what news came in the last 15 minutes? Is Halliburton out?
No, he's in.
Oh, he's in, but he's in. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, doesn't have to complicate things.
Do we have Oklahoma City starters?
No, we don't have any starters.
Okay.
It's really not much different than earlier. The only difference is that now I think you have to prioritize playing at least one of the Raptors, Anunoby and Anunoby, Trent, and Scotty Barnes being the best plays. To me, I have no problem if anybody wants to play Siakam. He's a better player than he was earlier today. I just remind everyone it's a terrible matchup. But he's without Fred VanVleet, he certainly is in play. Christian Wood is fine. I'm not going out of my way trying to get him to answer that question.
Hey, here I am.
Hey, he's back.
All right.
All right. We're in business.
Now I restarted my whole computer. Now I got to get my projections back up and then maybe update them.
Yeah, these guys want to talk football. I don't. I think playing this football, I think like really you should limit your limit your bankroll. And this is you're literally just throwing darts. I don't think even the receivers who are going to play for Tennessee are necessarily going to play more than a few snaps. So why would they put anything at risk? You know what I mean? If you already announced the starter, the quarterback, and the running backs out, I just don't know how to do it. I'm not playing anything on FanDuel, Eric, to answer that question. I don't like the FanDuel tournament, so I'm just not playing anything.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. I mean, once Bobby leaves, then the Gamblers Anonymous meeting of the we'll talk about the showdowns thing.
I don't have a lineup in even. I was like stressing over it. I'm like, why am I going to put myself through this? I literally don't know.
We're going to be leaving like 11,000 on the table.
That's what the answer is, right?
Yeah, you can't leave. I don't think you could actually spend yourself.
I don't think so either. Yeah. So on FanDuel though, I really, we could talk about FanDuel. I have like no interest, and I know Eric's not a member of our site or anything, so I'm happy to answer questions. But anybody else, please fire on in some questions too, because I'll touch on it. I'm not playing any. Cheech, are you playing on FanDuel today?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. Nice. I got you back.
I'm just playing the
and I can't get access to our optimizer.
The lottery.
Oh, gotcha. There we go. All right, I'm just going to grab my FanDuel notes. Do you have any notes on FanDuel that are significant, different versus DraftKings?
No, I'm so far behind.
Okay,
I'm so
it.
useless. Just so useless.
I'll go for some of the.
I guess LaMelo is a good play.
LaMelo's cheaper over there, but reminder, not a huge block steal guy. Keldon Johnson fits in really easily. All these guys are just easier to get to. I think Desmond Bane is probably the biggest difference. He's 6,100.
Yes, he was popping a lot for me when I did my builds earlier today.
Yeah.
That's some information. Okay, that's something.
Yeah, so that's some of it. Other guys, like I still think OG's a really good play over there. I don't think anything's all that different with that. I still like Plumlee, and no one's really playing him tonight, so I think he's fine on both. I think he's interesting on both sides. I think PJ Washington is good on both sides. Most of the stuff is pretty similar for me on FanDuel. Other than that, I'm trying to see if there's anything easier to get the top spends in. Actually pretty easy on both sides, to be honest with you. Really like Randall, and again, I'm just doing the same thing I talked about earlier. Priorities the Knicks, minimum 2, probably 3.
Wait. So we have no news on Brunson, right?
No.
Oh, of course.
But I just have to plan for what I'm going to do, because I think that is what I'm going to do is play 3 Knicks, run back with 1 Spur on the other side, maybe 2 in some lineups. You have
because Vassell is out, right?
Yeah, Sohan, Richardson, Keldon Johnson, and Trey Jones are the guys who I'd be looking at. One of these days, we're probably going to get that weird total game, but they're just not playing him enough minutes for me to have too much interest in him. So that's the only thing I would say. That would be something you could do, but yeah, I mean,
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not playing Muscala to answer his question unless he starts.
Yeah, Muscala is only in play for me if he's starting. I mean, I guess he's okay anyways, but. And again, I still prefer Baisley to Muscala, even if Muscala starts, but I would get a little bit of exposure to Muscala. And we have no idea if he's going to start. Shea or Siakam on DK? That's a really good question. For me...
Well, because what's his name is out, right?
Fred VanVleet is out.
Yeah.
And then you have the worst matchup in basketball for Siakam. So I think given the ownership, the fact that you're going to have a significantly lower owned Shea, I think Shea is the answer, but the correct answer for most people is going to be Siakam. I personally like Shea better, with that factoring in the ownership discrepancy. But I do think Siakam is the right answer if your rest of your lineup isn't chalky. It's just he's going to be 25% owned, and Shea's going to be 5% owned. and Shea has the better matchup. I like the idea of playing Barnes and Anunoby, the other guys, instead of Siakam, and hoping to get my points that way.
Whoa.
Then there's like, you're going to get into some weird things with like Malachi Flynn versus Josh Richardson and things like that. I think I prefer Flynn, but
Is he starting?
I don't think he will.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, my guess is that he wouldn't start, but he's still going to project well. He's been playing like 25 minutes a game, and you have no Van Vliet. So he's definitely
Is that other guy still playing at Blandon or whatever his name
Blandon's
Blandon?
out.
Okay.
So yeah, he would have been the natural guy I would have gone to today if they, if in this situation, if anything happened. But yeah, so not a whole lot of like extra stuff to go through from earlier. Like, Kevin Love is getting a lot of ownership, which makes me confused a little bit. I guess that's something I'd like to do is really quickly go through the guys who I think are really bad chalk.
Oh yeah, go for that.
I don't like. Actually, you know what? Now that it looks like they've lowered it on him, all the projections. I don't understand this. What happens?
Who?
Gordon Hayward. Yeah, he was projecting like literally like a few minutes ago. He was projecting at 33 fantasy points and was projecting to be 26% owned. Now he's down to 8%, and somehow his fantasy points dropped. I don't know why. Nobody was announced in that we didn't know of. We knew Oubre was Oubre was already projected to play and still is projected to play. So I don't really understand where that projection is coming from. So don't need to worry about that one being a big fade anymore. The other ones, quickly, I'll be over the field. I still think it'd be good, like if you're mass entering, to be below the field on Flynn, because he's probably going to be 45% owned, and there's certainly no reason he has to get there. I think I'll be underweight on Mobley. I'll be underweight on Siakam. I'll be overweight Luka. I'll be overweight Randall. Probably near the field with Gary Trent. Below the field on Kevin Love. Above the field on Jeremy Sohan. Below the field on Richardson. Above the field on Giddey. Above the field on Mitchell. Below the field on Jared Allen. That's pretty much the main ones who are going to be double-digit owned that I have a take on.
Yeah, so I just did my very first productive thing in the last half hour. So I built my hockey lineups and I updated the hockey projections. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing I need to do before 7. And we'll deal with NBA in a minute. So just for everybody that's interested, I have Islanders, Florida, and Washington are going to be my main stacks over there. And I just updated the sheets for that sport. So that's literally the first productive thing I've done since my mic temporarily went out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to update the NBA projections, but we're still waiting on Halliburton, right?
He's in.
Oh, he's in. He's in. Okay.
Yeah.
So what? So wait on anything at 7 or no? The
Okay. Starting
OKC.
lineups, yeah. Not a whole lot to do without the starting lineups here.
Let me see what games start when. Yeah, so we need so Cleveland, Indiana. Yeah, we need OKC, Charlotte. Yeah, okay. Just can't do anything yet. It's fine. It's totally fine. I presume, not presuming, but if what's his name? If Baisley starts, I'm going to have to play him.
Oh yeah, I think you should be probably playing him anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what's Muscala really going to do? I mean, like,
right.
Maybe Jay Williams. Does he get in there?
Jalen Williams is going to play no matter what.
Or Jay Williams.
The other Jalen Williams?
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if
he hasn't played in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, but he's a guy they're going to get in at some point during the season. You'll start noticing him play like 20 plus minutes a game because he's a rookie. He's a guy they're pretty high on. And Mark Williams is out of the picture because Nick Richards is available tonight.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for that. I was going to ask you about that.
From what we've heard, I'm taking that from chat. I haven't seen that actual official, but I do have him projected. So that's, as of right now, he's projected to play. I don't know what else to say. I think he's supposed to be in. It looks like the Q tag is gone. So I like the Zubac thing. Like, we have to try and get different on these weird slates. Why wouldn't we take a play and take a shot with a guy like Zubac? So that's what I'm going to do. I like that. Yeah. To answer that question, yes, I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to play a little bit of Zubac, and I'm going to play a little bit of Mitrov. I think that those two centers are getting overlooked on this slate, and both those guys can get 40, and that's your way of getting a little difference. In fact, if you really want to get different, play them both together. It's completely viable. I like that. So that's what I'm doing. I also think getting to a little bit of in my Luka lineups, I have a little bit of some Şengüns in there, for what it's worth.
If you want to get different, you can play Hartenstein.
Yeah, we could. But I mean, Mitrov is already. What is he projected to be? 5% owned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That can't be, is it?
I mean, his projection isn't that great. Like,
I guess, but just there's nobody on the team. I mean, like.
Yeah, but his minutes are the least secure of any of those guys, you know.
Right, that's true.
But he still is going to play minutes. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna probably get some of that for. Actually, I'm definitely going to. It's also such a really good matchup.
Well, I want to see if Bazley's starting. Because if Bazley's starting, that bad boy's going to be in that power forward spot, I think.
I don't think he's going to start.
He's power forward eligible, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to start though.
Okay. So we'll find out.
I mean, I don't think he started a game this season, so it would be a little bit.
Well, that's not very promising for his starting
opportunity. Yeah, probably not. But he's 3K and he's playing minutes. But the thing is, those minutes, it's just there's definitely some risk that comes along with it.
No, they're playing whoever's playing well. I mean, if the 3K guys, I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'll take the risk if it's a 5K guy that, like, if he does really well, he'll play more because he's really good. I'll take my chances. But 3K guy, just kind of want the secure minutes and accept that maybe he's not that great.
Yeah. Yeah. Bazley.
Well, you know, Mick Jagger and Rick say you can't always get what you want, so I'll see.
How are you dividing these Toronto guys up?
I'm just redoing the projections now, so I have to see what Flynn and all these characters look like. I'll be done in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Why you like? Is this so? It's Flynn and Trent. I forget Trent. When's the last time he got there?
I don't think this is a bad time to play him. I mean, I think this is the better situation for him. It's the times where he's burned everybody, and I stayed away from it every time because I don't like playing him when certain spots, but like without specifically Van Vliet with the other guys, he could end up being a 40-minute guy tonight. I'm not.
Yeah, that's the thing. Toronto does that. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, they do sometimes. They haven't as much this year, and it's really been a mistake that they haven't because they've been getting killed. Although they've started to transfer back to it a little bit more lately. Trent's minutes have gone back. Is getting his minutes back, and with no Van Vliet, I think that he's definitely in play. It's gonna feel really silly to play Flynn and not play him. For me.
By the way, I'm just doing the projections right now. I am a man of my word. I'm going to be depositing into the trash can some Karis LeVert funds. Not too many, but just enough that I remember, enough that it reminds me not to do it again. You know what I mean? Like if I just paid like $8 and then it lost, I would still do it again.
Yeah.
But I play like for 100. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'll learn.
Let me just see something real quick here. And new Siakam. Yeah, I still need starting lineups before I can do anything. I don't mind hanging out here.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So let me see. As far as the sheets go, before the starting lineups are announced, which is kind of funny. Quickly, Bazley, McBride. Whoa, who is this? Who is Malachi Branham?
Yeah, he's the Spurs guard.
Okay.
It's just the Spurs. You're just playing roulette.
Is he any good? Is he any good?
I mean, he's just a guy.
Okay.
He's not.
Is he any good tonight?
There's nothing special about him from any.
Is he any good tonight at the 3,400? That's my question.
We don't even know if he's starting.
And he needs to start, I'd imagine. Otherwise, he plays 0. One of those.
I mean, it's just a guy. I don't know what to say about him.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
guy showed up. You know what I mean? The guy shows up, I have to say hello.
No. He's in there. I mean, he was a first round pick. Like, I mean,
Okay, what, like 1984?
They don't play him minutes. Like, it's almost like worse that he's a first round pick. Like, this means Pop's not playing him too many minutes.
Quickly, Baisley, Sohan, Derek White has a decent projection.
Yeah.
Robert Williams again. Back to that idea.
Yeah.
Nothing. No.
They're fine. There's nothing.
Not doing anything. Not what's this? What's the word? What do they say? Not moving the needle.
I mean, they're fine.
Okay. So we're waiting on OKC. It's 6:35. They don't know who's starting, right? That's a story.
Yep.
Okay. Well, they have to announce it like no starting. It's maybe like
OKC will announce theirs like 1 minute before lock.
Nice. There you go.
It's ridiculous what they do. Even though I have some Malachi Flynn, I just want to say that I think he's being overprojected.
You like Barnes at all?
Yeah, Barnes and Anunoby. Anunoby.
We gotta see something.
I'm gonna end up with one Jared Allen big lineup, I think, just because it literally fits in too easily. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, he just fit your bill.
I ended up just like at that price point. Ugh. I actually like him even fine. I just don't like the ownership, but it's fine because I'm playing him with Zubac. I can't quite get that build the way I want it, the Zubac build. And I need to see the Knicks. We need the starting lineups. Like it feels like I'm just talking in circles because like I don't know what to say without knowing who's playing.
Yeah,
that's straightforward,
Well, if I built lineups, and I might as well build something now.
Thunder will start. We got a Thunder lineup. Oh, they are starting the other Jalen Williams.
Really?
Which makes everybody very suspect.
Let's go. That's really funny.
I had a feeling they might do some shit.
So it's Muscala and Jalen Williams?
No, not Muscala.
Oh, and not Baisley.
Yeah, Baisley. Yeah, not Baisley. It's their regular lineup with Jalen Williams.
Okay.
So double Jalen Williams for them.
Great. What do you think these guys are going to project? I mean, they're just totally random, right?
It's totally random.
And it's the first game.
What's that?
And it's the first game.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is that he's going to project okay, but that could easily turn into Muscala or Baisley in like 2 minutes. And Baisley is really thin too now. Baisley would have been less thin if it was Muscala starting. Because I feel like in that situation, he was going to play some minutes. I don't know that he has to play any minutes now. Oof.
Oh, Jalen Williams is the other one. Oh, so they're both starting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly don't know what to do with this one.
And still not. We still don't know Jalen Brunson, but we can't wait. We got to do something in the 7 o'clock situation.
I think that the best thing to do is probably avoid most of it.
You know what? That's really not the worst idea in the world. Right?
What's that, Sheets?
That's not the worst idea in the world, right?
Yeah. I think just the value though. Like I think that still Shea and Giddey are good plays. I think PJ Washington is still a good play. I think that Terry Rozier is still a good play, and LaMelo's fine. I think Garland and Mitchell are still good plays. I'm not gonna. Oh, they're down to 9 bodies in Cleveland. Yikes!
Really?
That might mean that I have to prioritize at least one of Mitchell and Garland, and then it makes me like your LeVert play a little bit, and it makes me like Kevin Love a little bit more. Only 9 bodies. Wow. And the spread went from 6 to 4. That's interesting.
You like Richardson?
I don't know what this is. This is so funny to me. I'm a guy who's never done like any hard drug in my life. Like I've smoked weed and stuff. And these guys in Run Pure guys just came back in. How do we get these guys back again? What do they get these losers?
Smoke weed every day. You like Josh Richardson?
I blocked him. Not especially. I'd like to know who's starting, to be honest with you. And I don't think it will be him, but if he's starting, I like him better. Yeah, I think that you should be prioritizing at least one player from the Cavs now. With only 9 bodies, even like the blowout was a possibility. Even I just think that's going to be really weird now. So I don't know. I would get to some of these guys a little bit. I think I like Mitchell the best as a spend up. I like Kevin Love a little bit more than LeVert, but I think both are really. Maybe it is a good LeVert night, Sheets. This might be the time to do it.
How about the Aaron Nesmith play that you were alluding to?
No, Kobe, you don't need to know this story. It has to do with a lot of stuff that we don't really need to talk about. That I basically called them out for some of what I thought were very anti-human rights things that they were saying, and I used to be good friends with a couple of those guys, and they came at me with just making up these weird drug stories that absolutely have no bearing in reality, and just are trying to send people over towards us. So it's okay; they can go after themselves. We don't need to get into it anymore. Sheets, what were you going to say?
I don't know. I was asking about Aaron Nesmith. Didn't move the needle. Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, it doesn't even affect me when those guys send me things. Aaron Nesmith, if there's a matchup where I could see Jalen Smith having a game instead of Nesmith, like Nesmith is, he's not. I don't see. Like I just said, I just want to fade the value in the earlier games that aren't Cleveland. So I'm not going to try to make an excuse to play Nesmith in a terrible matchup. Jalen Williams is going to show up as the best point per dollar player on the slate now.
I don't want. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, and I don't exactly know what I want to do if I want to completely fade him. I think that's where I'm leading right now, but I'm certainly open to. He's a guy I could see them letting run if he's got it rolling at all. And it's such a good matchup against this team that maybe he does get that. I think we might have to play some of him. I think I think I'm going to.
I'll tell you what I don't want. I really, boy, oh boy. I really hope that Brunson plays.
Really hope Brunson plays him?
Yeah, I hope he plays. I just can't deal with that other situation. You'll have to play 4 Knicks, and then we can't. I mean, once we use these OKCs, if we use them.
Yeah, I'm only playing like a little bit. Like I have some Giddey. I think Shea is fine, but I'm saving my money for the later ones. So to counter my Jalen Williams now, I will play Zubac on the other side of it, just to get weird and off the board. Brunson, let's try this. Robinson.
Let's see what they got Williams at here. Jalen Williams is on OKC, right? Okay, Jalen Williams. Yeah, 25 fantasy points is at that price is. Oh no, that's the other guy. The other Jalen Williams. Where's the other Jay Williams? Why don't I have him? Jalen J. So what do you think? He's going to be 15% owned, Jalen Williams?
A lot higher.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe like 40.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're live.
40% owned. Huh?
I'm just guessing. I'm really just taking a shot here. So maybe not that high. Maybe it could be lower. It could be lower. But like if we're gonna play a guy like McBride or consider guys like Branham, we should be playing Jalen Williams over those guys.
I guess so, right?
Yeah, especially when we don't even know if McBride is going to start. And if he doesn't start, that means he might play like 12 minutes. Like the next few 7 guys to fill up all the time on their roster, basically.
The Josh Richardson play I don't like. I don't like the Muscala play either.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Muscala thing myself. It's fine. I mean, they're fine. You're just taking dart throws, but at least taking a dart throw with a rookie who's a first round pick that they're starting, probably a little better than some of the other ones. So just like updated ownership things, I've got 60% Randall right now. I've got 25%. I ended up with some Marcus Smarts because he fit. 25% Smart, 25% Keldon Johnson, 30% Flynn. I have 40% Plumlee. It probably turns into 20%, but I am going to play it in one of my big ones. 50% Brunson, 50% Sohan, 25% Robinson, 50% Zubac, which is my big bold stance, I guess. 20% Jalen Williams, the center. 50% PJ Washington, 40% Barnes, 40% Anunoby, 50% Quickly. Where is I thought I blocked the Iraq guys. Is his stuff still showing up in the YouTube? Am I going to have to get him? I can get him banned from YouTube pretty easily.
Yeah, go for that.
I don't know if I'm going to do that right now, but it is pretty annoying.
Oh, he's spewing.
I can't even see it. Like I can't see it I blocked him on here. But it looks like I think he's gone. I think I got it.
What's the same thing? He's yapping.
Yeah, then he pulled was that the meth addict and the crack addict and all this stuff?
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, just the usual. The Run Pure says this guy does this. It's so crazy. Anyway, it is pretty bizarre how that's like this cult like following thing. Like as much as I love our community and everything, I don't want anyone ever looking at me the way that these Run Pure people are. It's like it reminds me of the freaking QAnon. Anyway, yeah, he's gone.
What is Jalen Williams on
FanDuel?
FanDuel,
I think 3,500. I can't imagine he's not 3,500.
Yep.
Yeah, 35. I'm in on him in one of my big ones. I played 2 big lineups today. He's going to be in one of them.
I guess, right?
Pretty much what I'm going to do. Yeah, it doesn't feel great. I mean, also like it's against Charlotte too, which has to play somewhat of a factor. I mean, these guys are they give up a bazillion fantasy points. And the more I look at it with Jalen Williams, I think he maybe ends up even higher on than I was initially projecting. I think maybe you're looking at more like 40 or maybe like 50 or 60%.
On FanDuel, I mean a power forward
on DraftKings. I'm talking.
But I'm saying,
oh, you can play on FanDuel power forward.
Yeah,
do it.
Guess so, huh?
There is like a 6-minute path possibility. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I've got to try to find a way to get these other guys into my lineups, some of these Cavs in. That's my big to do right now. So let me just try to see if I can find a way to prioritize them. I am playing. Are you playing Luka? I'm playing some Luka tonight. Are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like ahead of I think I'm ahead of the field. I'm like 30% Luka.
Yeah.
It was ahead of the field. I don't know with Jalen Williams if now it still is, but
yeah, I think that's I like that. I mean, I think that sounds right to me. I am going to leave Baisley into a couple lineups, by the way.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to play a little Muscala too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of it. I'm just not prioritizing it, but I get it. You know who else is more in play than he was for me earlier is going to be, I already liked a little bit of Bane, But instead, I think I might be able to talk myself into a little bit of Ja.
Ooh,
because
there you go.
because the value, the way that it is in Toronto and it's such condensed usage, to have a run back in that game does seem like it'd be a good idea. So I kind of like the idea of maybe trying to get to a little bit of that. 67. What was that? Oh, it's Derrick Henry's inactive. Thanks, guys. Really needed that piece of information right now. We knew that one already.
And Tony Pollard, by the way.
Yep. Williams, Robinson.
Yeah. The one thing about football, I mean, not even remotely kidding, do not set any minimum salary requirements if you're going to play, and if you're going to, script or whatever.
Yep.
Don't do it.
If you only played the top projected guys, maybe you could fill out your lineups, I guess. It would like fill out most of your salary, but I don't even know if you could.
I mean, it would actually not be, the most highly projected. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, I think Bazemore and Jalen Williams together, whether they get there or not, to me that would be terrible. I think that would be really, really bad. Because OKC has four guys who play significant minutes otherwise. So you're talking about one position and then rotationing for the other guys. And Bazley is not even guaranteed to play any minutes. Bazley may get a DNP CD tonight. And Bazley also may play 28 minutes and have the best point per dollar score on the slate. It's totally impossible. No, Kobe, I don't agree. I think sure. I'm never gonna oppose Brandon Clarke, but I don't agree that it's necessarily that Adams gets played off the floor by Pascal. First of all, even if Adams, depending on, we don't know who's Toronto's starting yet, but you could put Adams on like Juancho's so low usage that, I mean, if you're talking yourself into that with Adams, you should be playing Jaren Jackson Jr. Because that would be the thing. The problem is Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be the one who ends up guarding Siakam most of the game. So I think that rather than reaching for the Brandon Clarke thing, why not play Jaren Jackson? Try to find a way to play Jaren Jackson Jr. That would be what I would suggest. But I don't mind Clarke in a vacuum. I just think it's kind of a reach to play him at center here. Like, so you want everything to go right, and then even still, he's got to outscore Robert Williams. I don't know. I like Clarke in general. This is not a slate I'd be using him.
Okay, so in the no good deed goes unpunished, I said that I'm going to do the live Sweat at 11, and it turns out that the NBA is going to be over by then.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go on at 10:30. We'll see. We shall see.
I unfortunately will be at a little sweater thing, that ugly sweater party.
The ugly sweater party. What's that called again?
White Elephant. It's White Elephant.
White Elephant, right?
Yeah. I have one lineup with only one non-Nick Spur. I just went for the 7-man game stack. How is he back? How can this guy be back already? I don't see him as in here anymore. Oh, he is back. A scammer there. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. His account is good. He's being banned in general. A non-profit organization. Now they're just making shit up, and this is actually getting annoying.
All right, I'm gonna look at this.
It's getting kind of annoying here. Well, I blocked it all, so you're not going to see a lot of it.
Oh. Okay.
They're saying that I ran. Did you really? They're saying I ran a scam. That's hilarious to me. I'm like the last person ever to ever do anything like that. But these freaking guys.
Yeah, sorry, Luke. Couldn't get to everything today. I couldn't do the hockey. The hockey thing. I had a 12 and then a 1 and a 2. Then I did the Survivor at 3. So I just kind of ran out of time. That'll happen sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go.
You get out of here? Okay.
I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, I'm finishing my builds, guys, but really just waiting for the next game's lineups. I think we know what to do in the early one. Beasley and Jalen together, I think is a terrible idea. I'm just going to reemphasize that. If it works, so be it. But I don't see any reason why you're trying to force that in. It doesn't make any logical sense for me personally.
I just got to figure out how much Muscala I actually want.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too overweight on that either.
I'm not too overweight, but I want to have something.
Yeah,
20%. Is that fair or not? Not really.
I mean, I have 0, so I don't know. I don't know what a good number is.
Okay.
Just not my kind of thing.
Okay.
But I mean, look, could it be him? It totally could be him. It's just one of those bigs. But we're playing 4 bigs. Like they have 4 bigs they can play against a team that doesn't play big. It just feels like a little bit like reachy.
I don't know what to do. This is what we're going to do. This, and then we're going to go back into here.
I'm really surprised I didn't get to more Trent than I have. I don't have really hardly any. I don't think I have any hardly. I thought I was going to end up having to play some of them, but I guess I don't. It's a free country.
Yeah, it is. I've heard this. So we'll go this thing. Oh shoot! I forgot. Okay. Let me see what this looks like. Flynn, Love, Horford. You like him at all?
He's fine, but I would rather play. I mean, I like Robert Williams better. Not trying to play those guys.
Right.
If I was at that range, I would just play Trent.
Wait, what the hell is this? Entry.
I'll tell you what, since this E-Rock guy, since he says he's got an anti-blocking thing on there, I'll tell you what I do have for you, buddy. I've got a friend who is better at this stuff than anybody you've ever met. If you really want to keep going like this, your life is going to become a living hell. Everything will be hacked. Everything of yours will be shut down. Like, just really think about it before you keep saying all this stuff. It's really kind of crazy to me that we can't block this guy. So I'm going to make sure that guy is going to be. I don't even understand what that means. I'm sitting in my grandma's house. What does that even mean? These people. I will, JJ. I just can't do it right now. I got to focus on just the last few minutes here. Sorry. But we'll get rid of this E-Rack. I'm going to make sure that he gets in some pretty serious trouble. Fortunately, I have a very, very sharp hacker friend, and I'm going to make sure to.
I have a question. I mean, not to be whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at updated projections, and SaberSim now has Jalen Williams with 9 fantasy points. Wait, hold on a minute. This can't be right.
Unless they just changed the starting lineup.
I don't know. They moved him to 9 fantasy points.
Um,
Don't know what to tell you.
that is weird. It could just be a glitch.
Let's just make sure that he's let's just make sure that he's starting. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, no, they just reverted back to their old thing. That's what happens. They've got the check mark next to him, but they've got him as a non-starter in the fog.
Okay.
Which is a little weird. So I think it's just a glitch that they made a mistake. It's my guess, because I'm looking at the starting lineups and he's still in as of right now. But we've seen this from OKC before. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support, though. These people are just freaking nuts. Who does that? Like, what kind of a life do you have to be this pathetic? Pretty wild. Well, we're gonna hit lock. Sheets, you're gonna degenerately talk about the football thing, like you were.
Hang on. Oh shit! Oh, I missed it. I'm gonna.
20 seconds.
Oh, plenty of time. Okay, sorry. Okay. No, I'm leaving. All right. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, guys.